Right, October Red. Almost had it then. October Red Boxing here with heavyweight Gerald Washington, and an old friend of mine as well. Welcome. It's nice to actually see you in the flesh.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
All the better for seeing you.
Yeah.
Now, those of you that don't know, if you scroll back 2 years, Gerald Washington was my very, very first guest on October Red Boxing. So, and it was this time of year, but 2 years ago. So it's kind of like an anniversary celebration to see you. So how are you and what have you been up to?
Everything's going good, man. Just been making my way around, getting some good training in, working with Malik Scott, and just getting some good work in, quality work with some good guys, and just waiting for my time to get back in there, waiting for a date. I was scheduled to possibly fight in November or December, so we'll see if I get a date sometime here soon.
It's interesting there that you've mentioned that you're now training with Malik Scott, because I wasn't aware of that, because the last time I know that you was with Buddy McGirt. Yeah. So talk to us about that transition and how did you end up with Malik?
Just Malik's always been like a big brother to me in boxing. When I first started boxing, I didn't have much amateur experience like that, but I would Malik was up and coming and he was doing his thing, and I would always go and spar with him, so I would learn so much from him. So he trained Deontay, and he's been in the mix, man. But when he started training, he's just very fundamental, just very much my style. Like as far as the drills and everything is concerned, he just gives me that approach of boxing, because I don't have that amateur pedigree. So he just gives me that big man style of boxing, and that works for me, and I like it a lot.
How important is it then? Because you've had a couple of trainers. Obviously, I've known you for a while, so you've had a couple of trainers. So what is it that made him? I know, like you said, it's sort of like he's giving you almost the fundamentals, as it were. But what is it that made you like say, you know what, this is definitely the one?
Because he's definitely like he's just a soul. If you ever watch Malik Scott boxing, man, he's such a beautiful fighter, smooth guy. He's always had that slickness to him, but he's smart too, defensively and offensively. He knows how to put everything together. And you see the work that he did with Deontay Wilder and on his comeback fight. It was beautiful, man. It was like a flawless victory. But we've been getting good work around the way too. So we went to go work with Usyk. We got some work with Dillian Whyte here. We worked with Deontay Wilder for a little while, for a few weeks as well. So I got to be down there and just got to take everything in. So all my experiences, I'm here now helping Derek Chisora get ready for Tyson Fury, and it's just it's gonna be a great fight, and I'm just looking forward to it. But for myself, man, I'm also ready to get back in the ring.
We can touch on Dillian Whyte, because obviously we're here at the presser for him today. How did the sparring go in camp with him? And would you say, from obviously watching his previous fights to how he's been in camp, have you seen the improvements under your former trainer, Buddy?
No, definitely. He still got the dog in him. He's definitely coming to get it. It's funny, man. He'll let some stuff go with everything. You know what I mean? Where he's trying to take your head off for sure. And it's funny because it's like, man, you got to be crazy to be able to go in there and do that, and then come out and you hug and laugh and have fun. And we're talking about food and whatever else is in LA. But yes, it was a good time to get that work in, and that was my little pre-camp before I came here to work with Derek. It was good.
You're no stranger to working with Derek Chisora. You've been in a few of his camps before. How are you finding him at the moment, coming up to obviously the big fight that he's got with Fury?
Yeah, he had a great sparring session the other day, earlier this week, and man, he's doing great, man. He's looking good. He's putting everything together, and I was like, I had to hit him back, and I said, hey, man, great work today. You know what I mean? Because I saw some stuff that was really impressive to me. He's working his jab, working to the body, like, and he's coming and he's landing his big shots too. Everything was working for him. So I was just happy for him, and I had to congratulate him on that day of work, man. Just little stepping stones, and he'll be ready for the day.
And then we can touch on, obviously, you said you was in Usyk camp for when you went and fought Anthony Joshua for the second time. Talk to me about sparring with Usyk and what you've learned from him.
I learned so much, man. That guy is a very dedicated guy, a very hard-working guy. He had 5 and 6 sparring partners, and he was using them all. You know what I mean? Like he'd go on Monday. One day he would do 12 rounds with 6 sparring partners, and another day he would do 15 rounds with 5 sparring partners. It was like, shit, you know what I mean? And it's not, and to see him have to navigate through all of that hard work, it's not easy work, and he's managing to get through it. And if he has a bad day, the trainers that come and make sure that we give him that same test again, that way he can work on it and improve it. You know what I mean? So he's making adjustments. He's training his mind, his body, and his soul and spirit. Plus they had the war to deal with too. You know what I mean? They had guys, you know, coming from Ukraine that they allowed to come and help him because they're not letting men out of the country because they need them there to fight for the war. But that was like one of the ways that they let one of the guys out, and he was able to bring his wife, and I was like, that's a beautiful thing. But right after it was done, like, he was right back in Ukraine again, you know, right, and get back to it. So he had all that pressure to deal with, man, and to see him put it all together was great. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that was just great. That was a great experience for me to see.
I'm going to ask you then your personal thoughts on that then. Obviously, he's got a lot on his mind anyway because of what's happening in his home country.
Yeah.
Obviously, he chose to have the rematch with Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
You know both fighters. You're a heavyweight yourself. What is it about Alexander Usyk that stands out from other heavyweights? Why is he sort of like this sort of enigma? I know we've got to see him go up against Fury. I know that's the test. But why is he seen like that? And I want you to compare both fighters.
Well, like I was telling you over here, I had 4 amateur fights before I turned pro. This guy had 370. 370. I don't know how many world championships and 2 Olympics, gold medals, I think. And it's like, this guy has done it all. You know what I mean? So he's felt and experienced everything that you could ever see in boxing. So you have that plus you know, hard work and dedication, and his little, he doesn't have the biggest frame. I have a picture that's funny because you got this little small guy and you have these mountain of men behind him, and it's like, shit, he's really doing all of that. You know what I mean? He's really putting in that work. So it's like that just that mindset to having to go and like be smart about what he has to be careful to go in there, right? And to watch out for the big guys, you know what I mean? The big bombs, he has to learn how to navigate that, and he did.
What's the biggest thing that you'd say that you learned from him then?
I learned something that can help me, for me. I mean, that's my secret for me. But yeah, I share it with other boxers around, and you know, but that's something that I just you know, I took a lot from that. You know what I mean? But just seeing them work all together, you know what I'm saying? It just in the camp, I'm gonna take a lot from that.
So your predictions then? Chisora is going up against him. I'm not going to ask you for a prediction on that because I know that you've been in both camps. What I would like to get your opinion on is when or if he eventually fights Tyson Fury. Talk to me about those two styles and how you see that fight working.
Well, Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury, right? He can do it all. He can be the big man. He can come to you. He can be aggressive. He can lay on you. He knows how to do all of that. But the thing is, watching a guy that knows that this guy's gonna do all of that and prepare for that. You know, you got some guys say, I don't watch no tape on nobody. We just prepare for everything. I think this guy's prepared for everything, and it's just gonna have to be having to get to him. You know what I mean? So, he's done it. You know what I'm saying? He's world champion. You know, he's a world champion. So let's see what happens.
So, if you were a betting man, which one would you say wins that fight based on? Well, just based on the skill. I know it's a tricky one, but
yeah, I'm not a betting man. I just think whoever puts that work in, you know what I mean. Whoever, and I've seen it, you know what I mean. So I'm not gonna go against that, you know what I mean, because I've seen the guy do it. You know what I mean. He didn't just do it on this level. He's done it on many levels, and it's I can't take that away from him. And you can't take anything away from Fury as well. You know what I mean. His last performances have been great. You know what I mean. So it's just something that we're gonna have to see.
And we're going to move on to yourself. Like you said, you was hoping to be out on November the 5th, and that's obviously changed. I want to ask your thoughts then. How does it feel then? Because you're a fighter. I get it. You're getting some really good sparring experience. Yes, you're traveling the world. I understand that. But your frustrations of wanting to get back out there as a fighter and you're continuously just like sparring everyone?
Yeah, it's okay because I'm just taking it as... You have to just take it as it comes. You know, we're not in control of this. So we just have to, you know, I just have to prepare and be ready when they call my name. That's all I can do. You know, I'm just worried about Gerald Washington and what I'm in control of right now. I can't stress myself about this and that. You know what I mean? I gotta focus on myself and just try to be ready. You know, just make myself the best version of me. That way, when I go back out there, it won't be any more delays.
And reflecting on your fights then, stuff to take away and stuff to push forward, you know, for you to become a better fighter, what would you say that you've learned from your last few fights?
I've learned a lot. You know what I mean? I've learned a lot, and it was some eye-opening experiences. You know what I mean? Because if you look at all my fights, it's never been me being outclassed. It's you know, that's the secret that I learned out there working with Usyk. You know what I mean? That I figured out in myself. You know what I mean? But that's for me to know and for me to show when it's time. But yeah, man, I learned a lot. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna put it all. I've been putting it all together. I've been testing it against top-notch competition, and just we'll see what happens next.
And when are we going to see what happens next?
When they give it to me. But trust me, I'm like, I know they're annoyed with me, man, because I call them like every other day, like trying to get trying to get some answers and trying to work it out. So, but I can't go too hard until I actually get a date. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to kind of pace myself in this game.
Well, we've got Eddie Hearn behind us there. Let's see if he can do anything. I might try and catch his eye and see if we can get Gerald Washington on a UK card, because I do see the UK as it's becoming like the mecca of boxing. Excuse the religion, but like the home for boxing.
Yeah, definitely. And I love being over here. So it'd be great. I was telling Dylan, man, but while we were working over there in LA, I said, "What's up, bro? Get me on the card, man. Help me get on the card over there. I love to come over here and fight sometime."
And we would look forward to having you over here. Listen, Gerald, it's been a pleasure. The conversation on camera is now finished, but we will see each other again tomorrow. Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And happy Thanksgiving to all my people back at home.
Hi, and thank you for watching October Red Boxing. Like, subscribe, and tap the bell for notifications. You can also find us on Instagram at October Red Boxing and on Twitter, October Red UK. And remember, at October Red, we stay ready.